Imagine waking up tomorrow to a message on your phone that says, your time is limited. You only have 1 year left to live. How would you spend your days? This question might seem terrifying, but it forces us to confront a reality many of us ignore daily. Time is finite. It doesn't matter who you are, where you were born, or how much money you have in the bank. Time is the one resource we all receive in the same amount, yet we use it in vastly different ways. Think about it. While some build empires or transform lives, others watch the hours slip by like sand through their fingers. And here's the most important part. You never know how much sand is left in your hourglass. To begin, let me share a short story. Imagine a successful businessman, someone who worked day and night to build a massive fortune. He owned mansions, cars, and earned the respect of everyone around him. But there was one thing he couldn't buy: health. On his deathbed, his final thought was this: I give everything to have just one more year of life, to spend time with the people I love, to correct the mistakes I've made, and to truly live. This story is fictional, but its essence is real. How many of us only realize the value of time when it's running out? But why wait until the end to understand its worth? If time is the most precious asset we have, it should be treated as such. Imagine you had a bank account where $86,400 was deposited every day. The only rule is that you must spend it all by the end of the day. Nothing rolls over to the next. What would you do? You'd surely think very carefully about how to spend every single cent. But what you might not realize is that you already have something similar. 86,400 seconds, renewed every single day. Here's the challenge. Are you spending your time consciously or letting it slip away? Because unlike money, lost time can never be recovered. In this speech, you'll learn to see time as your greatest asset, to use it with purpose, and to turn it into a powerful ally to achieve your dreams. Are you ready for this transformation? Let's explore the value of time, and more importantly, how to make the most of it. Lost money can be earned back. Relationships can be rebuilt. But every second that passes is like a grain of sand slipping out of the hourglass of your life. And here's the truth. Time is the most democratic asset in the world. We all have exactly 24 hours a day, from the busiest billionaire to the simplest individual. What sets people apart isn't the amount of time they have, but how they use it. Think of time as an investment. Imagine every decision you make throughout the day as putting money into a stock. Some choices yield positive returns, growth, learning, meaningful moments. Others are like sinking your money into depreciating stocks, purposeless distractions, procrastination, and activities that don't move you closer to your goals. Here's a question for you to reflect on. Are you investing in what truly matters, or are you just spending your time? Let's use a practical metaphor. Imagine you're wearing an invisible watch on your wrist, and with every passing second, the hand makes a subtle tick. That barely noticeable sound represents time you'll never get back. If you could hear that tick all day long, do you think you'd use your time differently? Many of us spend our precious minutes as if we have an infinite reserve. But what if we don't? Now, here's the first strategy. Start your day with a clear intention. Before you even touch your phone, ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to the life I want? Write it down. When you set an intention, you transform ordinary minutes into meaningful moments. Remember, time is like a bird. If you don't hold it carefully, it flies away and never comes back. Sometimes all we need is a story to open our eyes to what truly matters. Let me share two stories. The first one is about a young woman named Anna. At 25 years old, Aina dreamed of starting her own business, but felt like she never had enough time. Her job consumed most of her hours, and the little free time she had left was spent on social media or watching shows. One day, Aina read a quote that changed everything. "You're never too busy for what truly matters." That quote made her reflect. Was she really too busy, or was she just prioritizing poorly? Aina then did something simple yet powerful. She started waking up 30 minutes earlier every day to work on her dream. For a year, she used those 30 minutes to learn about entrepreneurship, develop her ideas, and structure her business. Today, Aina not only lives her dream, but also realizes that those small moments she once thought were insignificant were actually the seeds of her transformation. Now, let me share another story. This one is fictional, but it carries a universal truth. Imagine an elderly man sitting on a park bench. He watches the young people running around and thinks to himself, "If I had 10 more years, I'd do everything differently." The curious thing is that 10 years ago, he had the same thought but didn't change anything. He believed time was abundant, only to realize now how much of it he wasted. This story isn't about the future, it's about the present. How do you want to look back on today 10 years from now? Here's an important lesson. The small chunks of time like 30 minutes or an hour can lead to massive changes. Try this strategy. Set aside just 15 minutes a day for something you love or want to achieve. Over time, those minutes will add up to hours, and those hours will lead to achievements. Remember, small daily steps create extraordinary journeys. Lost time never comes back, but the lessons it teaches can change everything. Looking at Aina's story and the elderly man's reflection, there are profound lessons we can all learn. The first is simple but powerful. Time is a mirror of our choices. Everything we do or fail to do reflects where we are and where we will end up. If you spend hours on activities that add no value, they don't just disappear, they silently shape your future. Another important lesson: time is more valuable than perfection. So often, we delay projects, conversations, or changes because we're waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal conditions, or a flawless plan. The truth? The ideal moment never arrives. The secret is to start, even when the conditions seem imperfect. That's what Aina learned. She didn't wait for more time. She created the time she needed. Finally, time teaches resilience. When you understand that each day brings unexpected challenges, you realize what truly matters is not what happens, but how you respond. Life will always have interruptions, but it's up to you to protect your time for what is essential. Now, let's apply this to real life. Take 10 minutes out of your day to reflect on your priorities. Ask yourself, am I spending time on things that lead me in the right direction? What are the 3 activities that have the greatest positive impact on my life? What can I eliminate to free up more time for what matters? This simple exercise can bring clarity and transform how you use your hours. Time is not just a tool, it's a teacher. Learn from it. Knowing what to do with your time is just as important as recognizing its value. Now that we've understood the value of time and learned through stories and lessons, it's time to put it all into practice. After all, without action, even the best ideas become wasted opportunities. Have you heard of the Eisenhower Matrix? It's a simple tool to categorize your tasks into 4 groups: urgent and important. Do it now. Important but not urgent. Plan it. Urgent but not important. Delegate or minimize it. Neither urgent nor important. Eliminate it. Take 10 minutes each morning to organize your tasks using this model. Ask yourself, is this really important, or is it just a distraction? Blocking specific periods for important tasks helps prevent distractions from draining your energy. Try this method. Divide your day into 90-minute blocks for high-priority tasks. Take short 10-minute breaks between blocks. This approach helps maintain focus and boost productivity, turning small chunks of time into hours of progress. We often procrastinate because a task feels too big. The solution? Break it into smaller parts. For example, instead of writing a book, start with writing one sentence. Small beginnings overcome inertia and build momentum. Identify activities that consume your time without adding value. Social media, excessive notifications, and unnecessary tasks are common culprits. A practical strategy is to set time limits for these habits. Time management isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. Start with one simple step. Apply one of these strategies today. After all, change happens in the present. Time isn't just about how you use it. It's about who you become by using it well.